If you are running an online business, this might be the most important AI upgrade of the year. Claude just released the Sonnet 4.6, and for the first time, a mid-tier model performing at near Opus-level intelligence. While using your computer like a human, that is really crazy. It can navigate spreadsheets, fill multi-step web form, read your entire database, and plan long-term strategy across 1 million tokens. In this video, I will break down what actually changed, how it compared to Sonnet 4.5 and Opus 4.6, and whether this is a hype or is a real shift. And I will also talk about when you should use the Opus 4.6 and Sonnet 4.6. Alright, so let's see what is actually Sonnet 4.6. Basically, this Claude Sonnet 4.6 is Opus level intelligence at a Sonnet pricing. So what happens? Claude already had this Opus 4.6, which is performing really good in comparison to all the previous model that it released. But now, just today, Opus Claude already released Sonnet 4.6. And the best part about this has the same level of intelligence as Opus 4.6 have. So now let me show you the benchmarks that it have. It don't cross any of the benchmarks, but it is much better because it giving you the same level of performance. So if you see Sonnet 4.6 here, in the agentic terminal coding, it is 59% and Opus for 65%, whereas comparison to 4.5, it was only 51, right? So it's already come very close now. Agentic coding 79%, 80%, almost same. Agentic computer use 72% and 72%, almost same, right? Agentic tool use 91.7%, 91.9%. So you will see a very little, the difference is in the point, in the decimal. Scaled tool use 61%, 59%. Like over here, it even crossed the benchmark for the Open 4.6. Agentic search 74.7%, 84%, right? Multidisciplinary reasoning 33.2, 40. Agentic financial analysis 63%, 60%. Here as well it crossed. Official task 1633 and 1606. Novel problem 58%, 68%. Gradual level reasoning, graduate level reasoning 89.9%, 91.3%. Now, what is the actually benefit of this, right? It's not actually increase a very major in comparison to Opus 4.6, but still this is useful, and I will discuss you why Sonnet 4.6 is much useful and how it can completely change everything for us, right? So basically, the benefit of this immediately position it as a cheaper than Opus, right? Almost as powerful and better at a real world task, right? So if you have to perform any kind of like high performing actions, high reasoning actions, or a deeper level of coding, you don't need to depend on the Opus because Opus consume a lot of tokens, right? Where Sonnet is cheaper, it can do the same amount of work but in the cheaper level. Okay, the four big upgrades that it has the 1 million token context. Now you can, what's the benefit of 1 million? I will discuss about that. Major computer use upgrade. Okay, this is the new thing that came because if you compare in the 4.5, the computer usage of this was less, right? So you can see 61.4% now is 72.5%. So the computer usage upgrade is huge here. Better prompt injection resistance and better coding instruction following. I will come off all of this later in this video. So if I compare this with the 4.6, 4.5 and over 4.6, right? So the jump is like very huge. 4.5 was 61.4% in the computer use, right? Now it is 72.5%. So the benefit is when it compare, like it have to use the your system, browse the browser, like go your browser, do something, navigate the spreadsheet, check the dashboard, browse the data, it can perform it much better level, right? Where in comparison to 4.5 that have the limitations. And if you go and use the Claude 4.6 for that, right? So here, if I choose the 4.6, you can see like you can see all these three models here, right? So if I go Opus 4.6 and perform the browser actions like checking the dashboard and do any kind of activity like that, it it means like I am consuming lot of more context window, lot of more tokens, right? So I can't perform too much actions and I'll have to pay extra as well. But here with the Sonnet 4.6, I can perform the same level of thing but with lesser price and less tokens. Okay. Now, vending bench, can AI run a business long term? Well, the model is better at long term strategy itself, not just answering one questions. So the matter is if you have to plan the funnels, you have to plan the launches, you have the revenue forecasting, it can do all those for you. Okay. And if it's a coding benchmark, it hallucinate less, the less over engineering, better context reading, prefer 70% over 4.5. So if you compare with the 4.5, definitely use the 4.6, right? And prefer 59% over 4.5, Opus 4.6. Why? I will tell you about this later. Okay, so if you are building an automation or AI agent, this is reduce debugging cycles. So why Sonnet 4.6 is better? So first, Opus level power, Sonnet price. Okay, performance that previously required Opus is now available at Sonnet pricing. And if we go over here, okay, so Sonnet 4.6 is 1 million token context window is enough to hold entire code base, lengthy contract, dozen of research paper in a single request. So it is really powerful. You understand what the meaning of this? 1 million token means you can like give it a hundreds of research paper, like lengthy contracts, your entire code database, and it can work on that at the same time. Because previously what happened, like if you have to do a large context window, it can't consume so much data and then the output is unlimited. But here you can give it much more context, much more data as much as possible, and it can easily read all of that, take that as an input and give the better output to you. So that is really powerful. And Sonnet 4.6 offers stronger performance at any thinking effort, even with extended thinking. So as part of a migration from Sonnet 4.5, this recommends storing across the spectrum to find the total ideal balance of speed and reliable performance. Right. So in terms of the thinking as well, like it exceeds Sonnet 4.5 and matching the same level of thinking that Opus 4.6 can do that for you. Now we already talk about the 1 million context game changer. So you can do like an input your entire business SOP, full code base, all marketing docs that you have, full client CRM export, 30 research paper or even more. And then if you upload all of this, it can easily take all of the data and give you the output. Now, what's broken? So it can you can use it as the AI COO. You can use it as an AI auditor. You can use it as an AI business analyst, right? So what about the computer use? It's now real. So and the previous versions was the problem with that. It was experimental, right, and error prone. But now they fix those errors. It is like it can do the spreadsheet navigation, multi-step form filling, multi-tab workflows, right? And at human level performance it can give to you. Okay. So this open door to lead scraping. What's the benefit? Right? You can scrape the leads for using the automations. You can do the dashboard automation. You can perform the data reconciliation and workflow execution. So all of this you can do very easily with Sonnet 4.6. Now the point is like when to use the Sonnet 4.6 and Opus 4.6. Okay. So use the Sonnet 4.6 when you are building the AI agents. You need long-term context reasoning. You are doing the coding task. You want cost efficiency. You are automating business processes, you are doing financial analysis, or you are building the tools. Like for all of these things, Sonnet 4.6 is really good. It will save you costs, do the long term, do the long context reasoning, right? Do your bigger task very easily. Now, what about the 4.6? When you should use that? If you are doing the deep code based refactoring, okay? If you are like building a software or something which is require very deep level of coding, Opus 4.6 is still much better. Okay, coordinating multiple agents, you have to coordinate with the multiple agents. Opus 4.6 is the uh, the plan to go. Extremely high stake reasoning, this is the answer. Complex architecture decisions, Opus 4.6. And critical production systems, well, if you have to go do very deep level, very complex level of reasoning tasks, Opus 4.6 is the answer. At the same time, Sonnet can also do the same, but because it have lag at some places in comparison to Opus 4.6, if you are doing any very high stake task, Opus 4.6 is much better. But still, like for a lot of different tasks, Sonnet 4.6 is much better. It gives you the almost same level of output with lesser and lesser cost. Okay. So what this enable in 2026? Well, if you are wanted to use it at a very extreme level, you can use 4.6 with an 10 with computer use and build the AI workers for you. Okay. AI that log into your CRM, post the revenue data, update the sheets, send email summaries, and adjust dashboards. So you can do all of this with the Sonnet 4.6. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel. I will see you in the next video with more uh, talk about the AI and how you can use AI in your business to get more benefit, to save your time, to be more productive and make more money. See you. Goodbye.